Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into another video on TK's Tech Corner. Today we're going to be looking at another game controller. This one again is one of the more traditional game controllers, not a mobile game controller again today. This here is by a company called EasySMX. I've done a review of one of their controllers previously as well. And the model here is the X10. So this is one of their latest game controllers, which is aimed at multi-platform. So you're looking at Nintendo Switch, PC, Android, iOS is the sort of platform compatibility for this thing. And it possesses a very familiar layout from what I can see on the box anyway to the Xbox 360 or the Xbox controller. While I'm talking, I'm just going to get this out of the box. We'll go through the features. We'll give it a quick gameplay test on an Android tablet and just see how it functions really. So we'll compare it to some other controllers I'll bring out in a minute as well. I've done a review previously, if you saw that. I think the last review I did, or the one before last on the game controller, was by a company called GameSir. So that was a T4 Cyclone Pro. This is pretty much in that sort of market space. So we're looking at the 8-bit DO Ultimate and also the GameSir T4 Cyclone Pro. So I've got those controllers here as well for comparison, and I've also got the Xbox controller here as well. And we'll just compare them all and see what's going on. This is a great controller. I've actually picked this up a few times since I've done the review. Just completely just pick it up blind, and I've actually thought I've picked up the Xbox controller. That's how similar they are. A bit lighter. Not much in it. Awesome controller. If you haven't seen the review, just go through and you'll see that one right there. So while I get this out of the box, we can see some features there on the box. We're talking about Hall effect triggers. Very nice initial impressions there. Hall effect triggers, so Hall effect sticks and triggers. So we've got dual analog sticks here with Hall effect sensors to eliminate any sort of drift. And then Hall effect triggers here as well. Let's just go through this quickly, right? So initial impressions while I've got my hands on it, absolutely a wonderful feel. I like the texture here, and I'm going to come back to all of this stuff in a minute. I want to just see what else is in the box quickly. So we've got a 2.4 gigahertz receiver. It supports multiple compatibility modes. So it's going to connect to the Nintendo Switch, which is over Bluetooth anyway, and that's going to be without any dongle or anything. The 2.4 gigahertz mode for low latency, so you can stick that into your PC or Steam Deck or whatever you want, whatever you're gaming on, and that will connect directly with this. Also supports wired mode, so there's a cable inside the box, I believe, as well. Now look at that. We've got a braided cable. So when I did the review on the T4 Cyclone Pro, I did say it would be lovely if we had a braided cable in there, because you're making game controllers that you're kind of targeting towards the pro sort of gaming community. This is the sort of stuff they're used to. Sounds a bit sad, but it's true. They're used to nice, good quality braided cables for their high-end gaming peripherals. And that's something we don't have with this one. Still great controller though. And then what else have we got in the box? We've got changeable faceplates. So this, like the G8, you've seen the G8, fan favorite from the channel from what I can see. Excellent controller, which is making a lot of buzz in the mobile gaming community. That also came with interchangeable magnetic faceplates, and they followed suit with the X10. I like that because you can go with a complete crisp white look. So we are going to try them on as well. Nice soft foam insert. There's nothing else in the box. So now that we've emptied it out, we can get that out of the way. So let's just get that out of the way right now. I might just grab a Nintendo Switch in a minute as well. And maybe we'll just try it out on the Switch. I'm guessing it's going to be detected as a Pro controller, and there's a very good chance that this is probably going to be better than the Pro controller, as is this. They both are, in my opinion. I like the fact that they've got the buttons on the back. I'm just going to put the box on the side quickly. We'll go through some features of this awesome controller. We give it a quick 10. I'll try not to make the video too long, but it's nice to spend time and detail all the ins and outs on these things, because, oh, what's going on there? Oh. Are they the same? Anyway, put them aside for a second and pretend we didn't see that. I didn't expect that. Right. So, interchangeable faceplates, which we're going to play with in a minute. 2 analog sticks, both Hall effect sensors. We've got mechanical buttons all around. So D-pad using mechanical buttons. They're silent, they're not noisy. Feels very, very nice. Apparently they've got a metal dome D-pad here as well. It does feel very nice. Not as smooth as this. I think this feels a little bit smoother on the thumb. It's a little bit easier on the tip there. This is not as smooth, but nonetheless, it does feel very, very nice. It's got you can see that there, right? Very concave, deep dish sort of design. So again, your thumb rests on it quite naturally. It's a nice size D-pad, so it's not small, and I've got a nice fat thumb there resting comfortably on it, rocking in all directions, and you're not getting much movement or slippage off my thumb there. I love the analog sticks, absolutely love them. One of the things I like about this, and I mentioned it on the video for the the GameSir T4, is for some reason the actual caps of the thumbsticks, the analog sticks, sorry, they are they're sort of curved outwards, so they're concave, yeah, as such. So your thumb doesn't actually nest into that thumbstick, which is a small thing that, I don't know, it bugs me enough to lose traction on that. Now this is more like the traditional Xbox controller, which is deep, and your thumb rests exactly like it does in the Xbox controller on there. I like that a lot. The other thing that's probably worth noting, small things, but it's the detail, right, is the analog sticks on here wrap around, they're round, they're curved. I mentioned this in this video as well, is on here they're sharpened off, so that they're quite sharp on the bottom. Not sharp, but they're not rounded off, so it doesn't look as refined. It's just like, they've got the top part, nothing underneath. This one here, it's rounded off. Now, yeah, as I said, when you're if you're flicking the sticks with the edges of your thumbs, that feels a bit nicer on there and gives you a little bit more traction. That's very similar to what we've got here on the Xbox controller, and the GameSir controller does not do that. The GameSir controller is very similar to, sorry, the 8-bit dough, very similar to the GameSir. In fact, I'm convinced they've got the same thumb caps almost, because they both got this sort of thing going on the top where, your thumb's not nestling into that D-pad nicely. So the analog sticks nicely, and also they're not, so they're flat on the bottoms. They're not rounded on the bottom edge. Small things, but these details, what you probably watch these videos for, right? The small things are the ones that make a difference. So let's go to the ABXY buttons, ABXY D-pad, back, select. These are all micro switches, including the bumpers. Bumpers are a little bit noisier. These are a bit quieter. Not a deal breaker at all, right? They feel very nice. All the buttons very responsive. We've got nice set of ABXY buttons with good spacing on them, so you're not moving around, and they're not hideously sized either. All of these controllers have very, very generously sized but not oversized buttons, very, very well spaced out. We're seeing very similar layouts here between these three controllers, at least anyway, and slightly more spacing on this one here, but again, awesome controller. So they feel nice. I don't know if you can hear them or not. I'm just going to hold them up. That's the clickiness. That's me pressing very hard. The bumpers. That's the bumpers. And the D-pad. D-pad is quiet. It's very, very quiet, but very satisfying nonetheless. We've got a little light bar there, which is going to give us the status of connectivity, no doubt. Connectivity indicator. EasySMX button. This is going to act as the home button, as does the Xbox Guide button, GameSir button, and the 8-bit dough button. They've all inherited this design from the old Xbox and PlayStation controllers, where they have their own logo, and that generally acts as your home button. So you've got your back, start button, and this button here, I don't know, it's got a settings icon on it. I don't know what it will do. Maybe it will tell me in this document, but I don't want to spend too long going through this. If I find it quickly, I'll just read off very quickly what it does. That is button number 6, which is a settings button. It's got a settings icon on it, so there you go. It's a settings button. So mechanical buttons all around, as I said, feel awesome. The triggers are Hall effect triggers as well. Very, very smooth, very satisfying movement, and good travel there. As you can see, the tension in them is exactly the same as these, to be honest. They feel almost identical. I'm not surprised. And they've all got exactly the same trigger layout as the Xbox 360 controller. If I hold them up there, and again, it freaks me out that the controller has exactly the same clip mount on top, means these have probably been manufactured somewhat from the same people. Now, if I just put the game sir down for a second, right? What you see about these two is the bottom part here is designed exactly the same. This is the battery compartment. It pops out. You'll put a plain charge kit in there or your AA batteries. This one obviously is rechargeable, so it doesn't have that removable thing. But the shape on the bottom is pretty much identical, with the addition of the two extra buttons here and the mode select switch to decide which mode of connect or method of connectivity you're using on the controller. So out of all of them, my D-pad favorite is still the Xbox One, because I like the fact that they've joined the corners of diagonals and your finger rocks around it a lot nicer. A bit noisy, but I think from a comfort perspective, it's still the most comfortable, and it's very, very deep. And I've always said I like a deep D-pad. So out of D-pads, Xbox One still wins. So, these third parties are coming up with great controllers, great products, great alternatives at great value for money. Some things you're not going to get. Let's look at the back. We've got the mode select switch. We've got a little button there, which is going to be a reset button, which you'll need to press with a pin. M1, M2 macro buttons, or some programmable buttons that you'll be able to set with for auto fire, or program to one of the other buttons, and combinations of buttons, which is great because if you want to do 2 or 3 button presses in one go, you can configure these buttons to do exactly just that. And from an ease of pressing perspective, very, very satisfying response there, to be honest. Minimal travel, so they're very, very easy to trigger from wherever I'm hitting them. It's not that I have to hold them on the ends. Wherever I press them from, they're pressing in very nicely. But it's not soft enough that, or maybe, no, I think not actually. It's not such that if I'm playing, I'm going to likely press the buttons by accident, because I'm resting my fingers on it now. And as I'm pressing these buttons, I'm not pressing the triggers on the back. So we shouldn't expect any accidental triggers there. And I'll be honest, they feel identical to these ones as well. So that's all the buttons. Let's quickly have a look at the magnetic covers, because this is something we haven't seen on any of the other controllers. So these just clip off. They've got a little spacing there to allow you to clip it off with some ease. So you can just get your finger in there, no need to pull tools out, and you can see it just pops off, right? So I can do a color combination here. Let's get the white on. The white looks very, very nice, I must admit. Crisp. I might leave it white because all the other controllers are black or dark colored. They've got textures on there, so they're not rubberized. They have got this dimples effect going on to give you a bit of traction on the controller, and it's nice that they've done that on the white color as well. And the fact that you get these in the box, you don't need to pay extra for them. You're getting, for 40-50 quid, you're getting a controller with pro-grade features, programmable buttons, cross-platform, and best of all, you can change the faceplate. So I'm just going to try and get this off. Because this is a big one piece, it's going to be a little bit more tricky, but I should be able to get it off. There we go, and it's off. You can see it. You could, if you really wanted to, play it like this. Would I ever do that? No, because why would I want to do that when I've got a lovely cover to put on it? There we go. We're going to test this thing in white. It's available in 2 colors. You get a purple one, you get a grey one. The purple one's got a slight purple hue on the buttons and the D-pad, and also the analog sticks all over pretty much. Instead of grey, you're getting like a purplish color. Looks nice. You still get the white accessory in there as well. So again, you can get it and change it. The buttons will look slightly different color than these ones though. And then the color on here, so you've got this sort of, I don't know if it's coated metal or what, but you've got the metal finish on the triggers. And again, exactly like the Xbox controller and the GameSir T4 Cyclone, they've got these little dimples on there for some resistance and for friction and grip. And they feel awesome. Your fingers aren't going anywhere off them. They really do feel perfect. That feels awesome for a third-party controller. Let's get this thing on. I'm going to bring in my Android tablet here. we'll put it into a pairing mode, and then we'll just get it running. And then we'll try out Dead Cells, because Dead Cells is nice and colourful. And I've now managed to move my lighting to the side so I can leave this laying flat without burning anyone's eyes with that light panel, especially mine. And it was annoying because you couldn't ever see what I was trying to do properly. So the mode select on the back, actually, just before I test it, I want to just talk for a few more things. Battery life, 1000 milliamp hour battery compared to some of the other controllers that have got more 4000 or so, 400, 500, 600 milliamp battery. So you're going to get a lot more battery capacity out of 1000 milliamp. You can get a lot more playtime out of this. It's got turbo mode, just as I tested on this one as well. Supports 3 different levels of turbo mode for each button, and it's got adjustable vibration motors as well. This has got motors here just in the grips. It hasn't got trigger grips, vibrator, sorry, just in the grips. But you're getting 3 gear motors, so you're going to get some good feedback effects there. And it is customizable, so you've got 5 different levels of vibration that you can set on this controller as well. So motion control as well. So this has got it's got a 6 direction gyro in it, I believe, as well. So exactly like the Switch, and that's in here specifically. So when you're using it with the Switch, because it's one of the supported platforms, that you can use the gyro features. You're going to get rumble. You're going to get all the features you get out of your Pro controller, minus NFC, because this is probably not going to support NFC like the Switch controller does. One thing just to bear in mind: if you use Amiibos, you're not going to get Amiibo support out of this, as far as I know, right? I've not seen it documented anywhere. I think it's just a fact that with a lot of these third-party controllers, you're not going to be able to use your Amiibo on there. One thing to note: if you're not bothered about Amigos and Amiibos, then don't worry about it. Just crack on, because otherwise, awesome controller so far. So back to the actual modes on the back now, right? So we've got NS for Nintendo Switch, BT for Bluetooth. We've got a picture of a cable, wired mode, and the wireless dongle mode. I'm going to switch that all the way to second option, which is Bluetooth. And on the bottom, it's got a button that's going to allow you to set your auto fire, and also a button that's going to allow you to set the vibration sensitivity. Dedicated buttons are like that. In this one, you're doing a combination, so you're holding mode and you're pressing buttons. It all works the same. It's not a problem. They've got mode button. They've got 2 separate buttons here. Good stuff, right? Different implementations, what we like to see, because manufacturers will adopt the best bits of the other manufacturers, and we're just getting better and better controllers. We need the competition in the market so we can get better products in our hands. Now I'm going to go and press this the power button there, and I'm guessing it's going to go into a connectivity mode because it's not paired with anything anyway. So I'm going to go into my Bluetooth and see if it detects a controller. It has. Xbox wireless controller has come up, and I'm going to pair it. I'm going to say pair, and it vibrated to show it's paired. I like it when it does that. A bit of feedback, just letting you know the feedback is there, right? Let's just quickly try this out. So if I press this button, right, so it will just cycle through the different vibration modes. That's low, a bit higher, higher, higher. Okay, cool. So there's a 5 vibration modes, so I'll leave it like that. And then this is going to be to set auto fire. If I press that, I'm guessing I've got to probably press a button. Yeah, there you go. Oh, and all of a sudden it's starting up Netflix. Right, so let's test out some Dead Cells. Why not? While that starts up, quickly grab the Nintendo Switch as well. Why not? No idea what's being played on there at the moment. Yeah, Zelda. We won't update it right now. We'll just start it up, and we'll leave that on the side. Let that start up as well. Once we test out some Dead Cells, then we'll move on to the Switch. You can see the controller's working absolutely fine there. Normal mode. Save games, yes. Don't think I've ever got to a point of saving anything. But anyway. So we can see that there. I'll put the volume up a little bit, not too much, because I don't want to disturb the household. Right. Okay, I can exit that. Right. Very responsive. Feels like literally like you're sitting now, with these controllers in your hands, you're playing on your phone or your tablet, you're out and about. Be honest, you don't feel like you're playing on a mobile device. You're getting the experience of a full games console here because you're using a controller that is equivalent. It really is. You can see the quality of that there, right there. It's responsive. It really is. It feels awesome. Awesome game. If you haven't played it, I'd recommend play it. Let's take the portal. Let's go some. Actually, let's not take the portal. Let's just keep. You can see how responsive that is. I'm able to move through this fluid. Absolutely fluid. Right, it's really, really great. And with these things, I think you'd have to just agree, or you can disagree if you want to as well. Is the experience you get out of these generally is enhanced by the quality of the controller you're using as well. Because if you're using a controller that's not so, doesn't feel so comfortable and isn't going to give you that endurance and responsiveness and comfort, your hands are getting tired, they're cramped, you're not enjoying it because you're hampered by the actual control system. The control system has to be right. It really does have to be right. And look at the experience I'm getting here. Great tablet, Lenovo Legion Y700 2023 Snap. So that's running. That's a pure gaming tablet. What am I doing here to open this? Right, mechanism's keeping it locked. So the micro switches really are very, very responsive. Honestly, this is an awesome experience, and yes, it does feel nicer than Nintendo Switch's Pro controller, which is awesome, but it does feel nicer because it feels like I'm playing with an Xbox controller here. I'm going to stop that because I could probably just go on and on and on here. It's so good. I don't want to go on and on whilst I'm recording. I might carry on afterwards though. Let's go on to the Nintendo Switch then. So I'm going to switch this to Nintendo Switch mode. I'll hit that button. I'll go to wrong place, change grip order, and it should hopefully detect this as a Pro controller. Turn this thing off. Right, and I don't know what I'll have to do to get it up. Normally with the Switch, these things just start talking to each other. Come on, talk. Guessing I've probably got to press something, but I don't really know what. And I do want this to work. I really do want this to work without too much of a faff. It may be that I've got to plug in via cable first. I don't know. Suppose I could do if I wanted to, but do I really want to? I have to make sure that, let's just check that there's another mode you've got to check for some of these controllers as well, right? Where it comes up under controllers and settings, Pro controller, wide communication. I think it has to be on. Let's go in again. That one came up straight away when I did it, so I'd expect this one to come up as well straight away. Maybe I should probably read the book as well. I'm going to hold the power button and see what happens. It's going to go into a pairing mode. That's probably going to work now. Yes, there we go. See, You play with these things enough and you just figure it out. Right. And I've just kind of messed it up there. Haven't I? Yeah, I have. Right, that's working. Let's go into Zelda. Right, now this probably has a way of switching the buttons around, because at the moment that is not acting as my... actually, mind you, it's the opposite way around on the Nintendo, isn't it? So that should be okay. Let's press that, and away we go. Yeah, ABXY, so this is correct. It's cool. In the Nintendo Switch mode, you don't do anything else funny. It's just going to work as it should. Let's fire up a game, see how it works. I'll let you know if the rumble's working, because you're not going to feel it, obviously. Let's get the volume on here a bit as well. Yep, working absolutely fine. Again, the micro switches really, really satisfying. I cannot tell you how satisfying these micro switches are. I'm about to get this. Oh, I forgot where I was. Right. That's working nice. Very, very nice. Let's go in again. And for me, I do use the amiibos, so I think that would probably be a bit of a showstopper for me, unfortunately. Let's also just... just increasing the vibration intensity a bit as well. Mess around with the auto fire buttons as well. See if I can get that working. I've got a game clip coming for the GameSir T4 Cyclone Pro. I'm going to try it on this as well, just to let you know if it does actually work or not. If it works, you got an option. I'm sure they provide their own one as well, but no harm in knowing that there is another option as well. It's working absolutely fine. You can see it's responsive. This one hasn't got a light here, it's got a light at the bottom. Something here that is zapping me. Aha, got it. And from there, we'd start climbing up. I'm so in Xbox mode right now, it's not even funny. There you go. So, working fine. I'm not getting rumble there, am I? It's a drop. No, I'm not getting some rumble. I'm not getting feedback here. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But I won't faff with it too much. Apparently, this is customizable via the EasySMX apps as well, which I haven't got installed on the tablet, so I won't be able to play around with it. If you want to see the app, you're interested in seeing it, let me know. I'm more than happy to record another video, get the app installed. We can mess around with that as well to see what's going on. You can see the start and back buttons working absolutely fine. Settings button's doing nothing here. The home button is acting as a home button as well. Otherwise, functioning exactly as we'd expect. USB-C charging port there to charge stuff up. Let's quickly try the turbo button. So if I press... So let's do it with the X button. You can see that there, it's working. That's normal. So I've got all sorts of turbo stuff going on here at the moment. Right, I'm getting feedback now at least. I've got in some crazy auto fire mode. And I'm back to normal. So I'm going to test some auto fire with these buttons as well, right? See what they do. Yeah, it does. It goes into a crazy auto fire mode. You can just see there as well. That's auto fire. You can see the motion sensitivity. So the gyro is working absolutely fine as well. Right. Okay. Yep. I think I've disabled auto fire now. Yes, I have. It's working fine. So I guess the good thing about this is if you wanted to program one of the macro buttons to do whatever you wanted to do, you could probably use it for something like this. So you could set this to ultra hand or to fuse, and then not have to keep coming here and doing that. You could just have your macro buttons doing that. Let's just try that out quickly. So if I'll have to open up the manual to see how to program the macro buttons, and if it's not too long, I'll just quickly do it now. So I've got connectivity instructions, wide instructions, Bluetooth switch, mode switching. We've spoken about the switch on the back. Program key settings. I'm literally just reading through the manual. So when the controller is connected, press and hold this settings button for 3 seconds. So we're going to hold that one. All right, so I'm going to press. So I'm just going to make sure I know what I'm doing first, right? Because it's going to be like that, and like that. Right, okay, so let's try that. So settings. 3 seconds, 2, 3. It's flashing. I'm going to press the mode button. Okay. And then I'm going to press the keys I want to program. Okay, and then press, what do I press now? Press the settings button again. Right, see that there? So what I'm doing now is I'm pressing the button at the back. You'll see it and watch what happens. That's nice, right? So now to keep faffing, I've got an easy way of going into the fuse and ultra hand modes there. Very, very handy for Zelda. And I could do the other button just easily as well. So I'll hold that again. I'll press the other button and I'll do that. Oh, completely wrong. What have I done? It's probably going to have a time limit of how long your macro can be, which is cool. But in any case, you can see that's working fine. If I want to program it again, I'm going to hold settings. Light's going to flash green. I'll press that again. I'll quickly get into fuse mode and I'll press settings again. Now, I've got ultra hand. I've got fuse. Now that's very handy for the people that play this game for hours and hours and hours on end. You know how much time that's going to save you. So some great reasons to, again, buy this controller if you're not too bothered about the amiibos is the macro buttons at the back, saving you time, getting you more and more efficient. Right, we'll end the video. It's been longer than I thought. Here's a receiver. You put it in 2.4 gigahertz mode. It's going to be exactly like I did with that. I could plug it into the Steam Deck or Windows device, get it in 2.4 gigahertz mode, and I'm just going to be cracking away. There's probably no value in testing that here, but if you do want to see it working, let me know. I can pull out the Steam Deck and test it. And as for the wired mode, put it into wired mode, and we'll be able to plug it into the Switch or PC, probably the Android as well, via an OTG cable. And that also is going to work absolutely fine. So on that note, if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner to support my channel. I've got many more controller videos coming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.